possible earthquake near the Statue of Liberty.
Looks like you should have left town a little bit earlier.
Whatever you're doing, stop.
So, the Cloverfield Paradox is a movie that I've been very interested in ever since it was titled God Particle. And by the way, if you know, it's tons of stuff's different. First, gameplay, obviously. Second, there's some great acoustics because I'm recording inside my closet. And this is going to be the style of the reviews from now on, you know, with me in the closet and the gameplay over it. But trust me, this isn't the last you've seen of my luscious, glorious face. Marketing is the first thing I want to talk about. The marketing for this movie was non-existent until the Super Bowl of 2018. And it was like, yeah, after the Super Bowl game, it's gonna be on Netflix. Here's your movie, whatever. And I was like, what? What? I want to be excited for a movie. And by literally giving it no marketing, I doubt this is going to be very successful. Because you haven't marketed it at all, besides putting it on the Super Bowl. Which, to be honest, that won't get tons of attention, really. In my opinion, it would be better to have it on YouTube, marketed on YouTube with ads. That would be a whole lot better, because more people will see it, you know? But yeah, and it was marketed as a movie that will tie up all the loose ends and explain the Cloverfield movies. We'll get to that later. But yeah, the marketing, I will give a... What will I give the marketing as a rating? Because how do you rate a movie that's had no marketing? But I did think the trailer was cool. So you know what? I'm going to give the marketing a 5 out of 10. Stories about it takes place in the future. It never really says the date, but there's a spaceship thing. So Earth is having an energy crisis, right? So they're kind of building this thing so they can have infinite energy. They explain it in the movie, but I forgot, really. So, and it, like, sort of... The energy kind of, it goes wrong, and it brings things from other dimensions and puts them in our world. And in that space shuttle. It's weird. I'll explain it later, as the title says. The characters. The characters are okay, you know? There's nothing really, you know, wow, that character's fantastic. No, they're all fine, you know? None of them are fantastic. None of them really stand out. Besides the guy who, I forgot his name, he makes all the jokes, you know? So yeah. The characters, I'll give a... Six out of 10. Okay, so what I liked. I loved I love the idea of a horror movie where no logic is applied. You don't have to apply any logic to it. It's already explained, which is fantastic in my opinion. But it doesn't really, how do I explain it? It doesn't really go full on with it. If you do a movie like this, you gotta just go all out. There was only one scene where I was like, holy crap, that was amazing. Besides the ending, which doesn't count. which we will get to the ending later. So, yeah, it's a fantastic idea, but the execution wasn't bad, but it wasn't really fantastic, you know? The creature designs. There were no really creatures in it until the end, which I will get to later. But yeah, so, Godzilla fans, here's the thing with Godzilla fans, or Kaiju fans, whatever you want to call them. They go into this movie expecting a Kaiju movie. Stop. It's a Cloverfield movie. It's not going to be a Kaiju movie, okay? If you want a Kaiju movie, just go to Pacific Rim Uprising. That looks fantastic. That was sarcasm in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, Kaiju fans, I remember when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out, which, by the way, I will review. I wanted to review before this movie came out, but then it was such a surprise I couldn't do it. But with 10 Cloverfield Lane, people were giving it 1 star just because it wasn't a Kaiju movie, which is bull. That 10 Cloverfield Lane is a fantastic movie, and people are just giving it 1 star because it's not a Kaiju movie. Now, some people in the Kaiju community are just already accepted that, oh, okay, it's not a Kaiju movie. Which is great. Good for them. Good job, people. But it's just, I hate it when a franchise has a giant monster in it, but it's not a Kaiju franchise. It just has 1 giant monster in it, and everyone's like, it's a Kaiju movie, it should cross over with Godzilla. It should cross over with Godzilla because it's a Kaiju. No. Stop it. It's its own thing. Yeah, it has a giant monster in it, but it's not a Kaiju franchise. If you want a Kaiju movie, fine, go to the first movie. Just don't expect a Kaiju movie for the rest of these movies. Unless if Paramount goes out and just says, yeah, it's a Kaiju. It's going to be a Kaiju franchise for now, which there's no way they're going to do that, because they don't want a Kaiju franchise. No one does, really, besides Toho, just because they can make the money. But, so yeah, just, this movie's better when you don't know what the heck is going on. If you get spoiled, then you won't like it, because it's the surprise factor that makes it good, you know? Okay, so parts I didn't like. There was only a few things I didn't like. First off, there was this part in the movie where, this is gonna be a spoiler, so, haven't seen the movie, definitely check it out, like I just said. But yeah, someone's hand sort of gets eaten off, from, like a wall, just a hole in the wall opens, and it kind of absorbs his hand. But then later in the movie, you see the hand crawling around and writing stuff on its own, and it was just really dumb. Like, that was just really dumb. And you may think, get them, maybe it's a comedy horror. No, it's not, because for the rest of the movie, it's body horror, messed up crap. So, I don't get why they did that. And the dude who got his arm ripped off was like, hey, look, it's my arm. Be careful with it, guys. And I'm like, no, stop it. Just, yeah, that was a bit ridiculous. Okay, so the ending. The ending I loved. Like, the dude's wife was like, tell them not to come back with those things. And it shows the Cloverfield monster, which, by the way, is taller than the clouds. Which is weird, because in the original movie, it was, like, smaller than some of the buildings in New York. But I'll explain that later. I'll explain it with my own theory. It's Matt Pat from Film Theory, boy. Alright, so the explanation. And how all these movies are connected. So, you know how in the movie things teleport from another dimension? I believe that the aliens from 10 Cloverfield Lane and the monster from Cloverfield are from different dimensions. Like, just teleported all of a sudden and poof. And every single Cloverfield movie, Cloverfield, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and the Cloverfield Paradox, are all taking place at sort of the exact same time. Sort of. They're, like you see in the movie, this guy goes into a bunker because the monsters were attacking. Maybe Howard, which, by the way, there's a character in this movie who has the last name Howard, which is the same last name of John Goodman's character from 10 Cloverfield Lane, so we know these movies are connected. And, so yeah, they all teleported from another dimension, and for some reason, a bunch of the Cloverfield monsters, you know, that dude, they teleported into different spots. And the dude says those things, so that means there's more than one. And I believe that just a bunch of them showed up, and then the aliens from 10 Cloverfield Lane are also from another dimension, but they were in one spot of the world. That's why at the end of 10 Cloverfield Lane, they're all like, we've taken back the southern seaboard and all that, and they're fighting back against the aliens. And that's why there's more than one. So, that's what I think. And by the way, the Cloverfield monster that was taller than the clouds, it was taller than the clouds because of, the one in the original movie, if you didn't know, it was a young one. It wasn't full grown. It was probably an infant. Which is why, that's like that. So yeah, that's my theory explanation. There's barely any evidence, but I think it's pretty true. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm definitely going to review all the other Cloverfield movies very soon. Especially 10 Cloverfield Lane. I love that movie so much. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys later. Bye.